Two silhouettes stand perfectly still beneath an umbrella, a snow falls. They lock eyes, the tension building exactly as you've seen 1,000 times before. Every element inside the frame is meticulously controlled. The key light catches their tears. The swelling string orchestra hits its crescendo at the exact millisecond their hands touch. Then a voice cuts through the air. The music stops. The camera pulls back, and the pristine winter wonderland dissolves into a chaotic, freezing soundstage. The snow is a mix of soap and water being blown through a loud fan by an exhausted production assistant, awake for 36 hours straight. The perfect lighting is held in place by grips wearing heavy coats, shivering as they try to keep their arms steady. Millions of people will watch that 30-second clip and wish their own lives felt that magical. But manufacturing that magic requires an environment so exhausting and unglamorous that it often leaves the creators with almost nothing for themselves. The sheer volume of work on a drama set requires workers to step away from their personal lives for months at a time. They are tasked with manufacturing romance for the masses while their own social needs are put on hold. During a typical 16-episode run, weekends and social boundaries disappear. There is zero room for a traditional date, let alone a life outside the studio walls. This leads to an inescapable question. In a punishing environment that demands you surrender your life to create a fictional romance, how do the creators ever find real love for themselves? This chart shows the timeline of the live shoot system. In many traditional television productions, filming wraps months before the audience sees the first episode. But in this system, scenes are routinely filmed just days or even hours before they are broadcast on national television. The human cost of keeping pace with that timeline is measurable. These red sections represent shifts that stretch into 100-hour work weeks. Sleep is taken in 10-minute bursts on the floors of equipment trucks. The crew becomes isolated. They eat together, they travel together, and freeze together in the dead of winter. For months at a time, the only people they interact with are the same colleagues enduring the same grueling conditions. Far away from the set, viewers watch the final polished product in their warm living rooms, surrounded by the glowing city skyline. They see a fantasy that is physically separated from the frantic environment where it was actually constructed. Shut away from that outside world, the extreme pressure of the set alters how people interact. The isolation acts as an inescapable psychological incubator for relationships. In 2008, a drama titled The World That They Live In turned the camera back on the industry itself, breaking the fourth wall to show the audience what actually happens behind the monitor. It stripped away the glossy melodrama usually found in primetime slots. Instead, it presented the exhausted, highly stressed lives of television directors, struggling to keep their productions from falling apart. The reality of the studio set shown here is a tangle of thick cables on the floor and heavy camera rigs overhead. The environment is defined by constant logistical chaos, budget fights, and technical failures. Romance in this show was built on a mutual understanding of a brutal job. Characters connected because they were the only ones who understood the specific difficulty of the lifestyle. The fiction on screen mirrored a genuine psychological mechanism. When a crew survives a high-stakes shoot together, the shared exhaustion often triggers a sense of trauma bonding. This is hyper-proximity. Look at how tightly packed these technicians are at the control console. You are standing shoulder to shoulder with the same group of people for up to 18 hours a day, solving immediate crises in a confined space. In an environment like that, normal social pretenses evaporate. You cannot maintain a polished, curated version of yourself when you've been working in the rain since 4 a.m. You see your colleagues at their most vulnerable. The logistics of a relationship here look different from the outside world. Dates are reduced to a shared glance across a crowded soundstage, or hiding in a dark editing bay for 5 minutes to eat a cold lunch together, while the actors 10 feet away are filming a $1 million proposal scene under perfectly arranged lighting. The real romantic connection on set is often just two tired crew members sharing a cheap instant coffee from a paper cup. Surviving this closed ecosystem rewrites the rules of attraction. Extreme vulnerability and the ability to endure the chaos together become the primary basis for connection. The pristine fantasy on the screen and the gritty reality behind the camera are permanently linked. You cannot have one without the other. Look at the equipment being operated here. Manufacturing romance is intense, physical labor. The most breathtaking fictional moments ever broadcast rely entirely on the messy, exhausted, profoundly human relationships of the people operating the equipment. Romance in this world takes the form of quiet acts of mutual support amidst production chaos. Fixing a colleague's microphone pack, handing someone a heat pack in the freezing cold, or staying awake together until the sun comes up carries more weight than any scripted kiss in the snow. The next time you watch two characters lock eyes as the music swells, look closely at the edges of the frame. The drama industry relies on 80 exhausted people standing just out of frame, finding real love through the shared experience of enduring the production together. If you found this look at the industry helpful, like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden mechanics of media.